Hi everyone, today we have a new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to talk about fresh release from ICM, and this is another version of the Sd.Kfz.251. Of course it comes in 135 scale, so that's why it might be interesting choice for some diorama projects. Maybe it might be a good choice for a solo build only with this vehicle. It will be up to you, but what I have here on the table, that's the final shape of this release, and it means you'll get exactly the same stuff as what you will see in this video review. So the kit number is 35106. We have really nice box art here. As you can see, it's the version Ausf.B, and here you can see comparison with my hand. So the box size is rather standard for this brand. Here on the side we can also see some information about the kit, so I will just tilt it a bit. We have 291 parts, and assembled model will be 167 millimeters, which is not that big for an armored vehicle. And here you can see also 4 marking options which are included here. We will talk more about them when we will be opening this box. So first of all, I just need to cut through, and we will start slowly. In the meantime, I can remind you that you can also support me with a small donation. It's easy thing to do because I have the feature of the YouTube membership. You can find the button below, or you can do the donation on the website because there is a big red button which allows you to choose the amount, and even the smallest amount helps because it contributes to the new kits purchases as well as the support of the new equipment, for example. So I'm trying to open this box. As you can see, we have it with the color printed cover. So just give me a second. Okay, and inside we have also the cardboard box and sprues which are packed into the same plastic bag. It's a resealable plastic bag, so it's quick to open. And some of you might have seen the previous versions of this vehicle. In case you missed them, I recommend to check them as well because they were really great, and I have them all on my YouTube channel. So here we start with the first gray plastic sprue. Maybe I'll open the lenses a bit and also zoom in so that you can see what we have here. So these are obviously the hull parts. What is interesting is that we get the engine and also some of the suspension parts. The hull should be assembled out of separate panels, so that's why I'll just zoom in and show you what we have here. As you can see, all of these parts look rather nice. Here we also have the engine parts, which are also cool. Maybe with the engine it might be a good idea to add some wiring, and for these hull parts maybe it's a good idea to add some weathering, obviously, but well, this also depends on your weathering skills. We have guiding elements inside and outside, so it should be easy to align all of this stuff together. But definitely check the alignment of these parts between each other, because you might end up with the really interesting fitment. And that's not because of the kit, that's because of the missing such a trivial thing when you check everything before gluing into place. I did it myself, so that's why I'm saying it from own experience. So here we continue with another plastic sprue. This one was packed into the separate plastic bag, and here we get the clear parts. And what is funny is that you will need only the headlamp lenses from this, and all other parts will just go into your spare parts box. So this is quite a gift. Next we continue with the pair of plastic sprues. So that's the frame C, and as you can guess, here we get the drivetrain, and that's why these parts are basically identical, and I am showing only one frame. So we have the road wheels, we also get the machine gun and various internal equipment. So all of these things are molded nicely, so I can zoom in and show you, for example, these road wheels. But, well, due to the design of the real thing on how this vehicle was made, you will have to spend some time trying to assemble everything together. Maybe it's also a good idea to plan how you will be painting it. But this is something you cannot avoid, unfortunately, due to the very cool design. So next plastic bag I think is not even worth opening, because here we get the vinyl tracks and vinyl tires. I know some of you are actually okay with this because it simplifies the assembly, but in case you would like to have a bit more serious appearance, especially in the 135 scale, then definitely go for some aftermarket, at least for the wheels, because it will be noticeable. And for the tracks, I'm not mentioning it as the at least let's say step, because it requires a bit more investment in comparison with the wheels. So here we continue with more Pioneer tools. We also have some engine parts here, we have some interior parts here, and there will be also plenty of spare parts as far as you can see, so pay attention to what should be installed on your model so that you can place the right things on your kit. And I'm seeing actually quite interesting thing on the next part, but first let's finish with the sprues. So here we have the last gray plastic sprue. I will just zoom out a bit. And this is the top panel of the main hull. This is the interior floor. We also get the separate seats. Here you can see the instrument panel. Maybe I will just zoom in so that you can see what I'm talking about. And again, the external features are cool. Note that the bonnet panels are, or bonnet doors, they are molded separately, which is also quite nice. And again, inside we have a lot of guiding elements, which will be helpful in the scale. And do not forget also that whole compartment, this area is basically open on the finished model, so that's why it's better to spend some time to try to get a nice and convincing paintwork. But what I was quite impressed about is this top hull section. Obviously we will have to use this one, it's a new one, and here you can see that we have the engine mesh actually pre-molded in the plastic. This is first time, to be honest, I see such level of details. Maybe it will be easier to show it this way. As you can see, you don't have to use the P parts. It looks quite decent in my opinion. And also again we have the separate bonnet doors and hatches, and here we have again some parts molded inside, so these ones probably will be used on the outer panels. But overall it looks nice and it should be compatible with what we saw before. Next we also have the decals, which are hidden in the assembly manual, so just give me a second. It's not a huge decal sheet, but we get all of the necessary symbols. Printing quality is nice. We have the dials for the instrument panel, so pretty much all you need, and I think with careful application you should get a nice look. But also here we have the assembly manual, so I will just zoom out a bit. And assembly manual comes as the large brochure, which is typical for ICM, so if you had experience with the kits from this brand, you should be familiar. We have short history note here on the first page. Straight on the first 2 pages with the parts map, we see plenty of the red color. As I was saying, for example, the clear parts are not used. And I wonder where is another parts map. But that's pretty much all. We start with the assembly process. This is just the top panel, and assembly process starts with the lower section of the hull, obviously. Then we continue with more parts being assembled inside. They will be also acting as the supports for the sidewalls. Next we continue with the suspension parts. We assemble the engine, and we also install more of the hull panels. Then here you can see also the engine installation. We continue with the machine gun here, and also more parts going inside. Next, various seats for the driver, for example, here. And note that it should be assembled out of several parts. It's also a good material for some weathering ideas, because rarely these parts stay like in a factory fresh appearance. Next, we continue with the jerry cans. And here you can see also the bonnet panels, and note that manufacturer suggests you to close them, but obviously because they are molded separately you can open them in case you would like to show what is inside. Then we just join the top hull panel together with the lower one, and then you start installing the rear doors, which are also suggested to be assembled in a closed position, but again they are separate, so you can try to open them. So here you can see the suspension assembly. That's why I'm laughing, because it takes several pages in order to explain what you have to do, and you will have to repeat it on on both sides. Then we continue with the machine gun, and also you install various Pioneer tools on the outer panels. Here you can see also the headlamps getting in place. Then we continue with the first marking option. This is from 1941. One more here. 1941 again, and another one from the same year, but the camouflage looks a bit more sophisticated. It might be fun to replicate, as well as this one, for example, here. So as you can see, this one is from Africa, 1942. So whole kit should be already available. You can get it in Modelimex, and they also have some other novelties from ICM as well, and also from Miniart as far as I remember. And of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion, so do not forget to write it here in the comment section below. And I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.